Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of Premier League predictions. Today is Friday, which you know what that means. It's time for me to predict this weekend's Premier League predictions, and there's a huge game on Super Sunday, and that is the North London derby taken at the Emirates. Arsenal versus Tottenham at 2 p.m., which strangely enough, that game should have been at 4:30. But I'm looking forward to that. That is the game of the weekend. And the North London derby, it's not always boring. You always see some goals, always, red cards, fights, and all that stuff. So I'm sorry, looking forward to it. And I'll get to the reasons why I think that game should have been moved to 4:30 instead of 2 p.m. in just a moment. But before we get started, I want to say a massive thank you to all my new subscribers, all the people that have liked my previous stream and all that stuff. So if you want to, and I'm really close to getting 200 subscribers. So three of you that are watching this video, for three of you that are new and you're watching this video right now, please click the subscribe button, smash a like if you enjoyed this video, hit the bonus notifications, and also click the share button so that everyone is welcome to give their predictions in the comments down below. So if I could get like three new subscribers before the Chelsea Aston Villa game, which is on a Sunday, then I'll be a very happy person. So please get me to 200 subscribers as quick as you can today, or maybe perhaps tomorrow. So make sure you guys do that for me. That would be greatly appreciated. Right. So without further ado, let's kick off the predictions for this weekend of game week 6 in the Premier League. All right. So first of all, we've got Crystal Palace against Fulham, which is at 3 p.m. Now, of course, the Burnley Man United game has moved. There's no 3 p.m. kickoff. Because of there's a game in the Championship and also in the Scottish Premiership, so that's why there's no 3 p.m. kickoff for this game. So we move on straight to the 3 p.m. kickoff, and it's the London derby between Crystal Palace, who's in South London, up against Fulham, which is in West London. Now, of course, I think Fulham managed to get that 1-0 win against Luton Town, which it should have been more because Luton Town are rock bottom and they could be the first team to get relegated ever. And if Luton Town aren't careful, they could be Derby County's record, of getting no wins in every single game. So I think Luton will win this game, but yeah, but Fulham beat them 1-0. Whereas Crystal Palace, what was their last game? Sorry, I've forgotten. Let's see, because I always forget. Um, yeah, Crystal Palace's last game was against Aston Villa, which they lost 3-1 away from home. So they were 1-0 up Palace, but Villa came from behind and beat them 3-1. So Fulham have won their game, and Crystal Palace lost their game. And if you look at the table, sorry, let me just if you look at the table, I think Palace are above them. Or was it Fulham? Yeah, look at this. Yeah, Palace are above them. They're on, but Crystal Palace have a better goal difference than Fulham. So it's ninth against 10th. And that should be a really good game to watch. The London derby between Palace and Fulham. Maybe that'll be the game I'll be watching because that's a mid of derby, mid-table clash. Palace against Fulham. So looking forward to that one. Now, of course, Crystal Palace's last home game was against Wolves, where they beat them 2-0. So for this game, Palace, their last London derby loss was against Arsenal at Selhurst Park. So I know they're looking to get a London derby win against their rivals Fulham. So for this game, I'm gonna go for Crystal Palace win, excuse me, of 3-1 because it's at Selhurst Park. When teams go there, they tend to win, but I think Crystal Palace can frustrate them. I think Crystal Palace should have beaten Arsenal in the last London derby because they had so many chances, and if the referee would have given a penalty to Crystal Palace, they would at least gotten a point. So yeah, and the fact that Crystal Palace are above them by the same Fulham are by the same points should be a really good game to watch. So London Derby, Saturday at 3 p.m. kickoff at Selhurst Park, South London. I'm gonna go for Crystal Palace 3, Fulham 1. Should be a good game. Maybe I'll be watching like 3 p.m. kickoff and many other kickers as well. So there we go. And White, another. This game does look like a derby, but it feels like because it's Luton Town up against Wolves. Now, of course, Wolves have only managed to pick up one win, only one win, and that was against that teams that win the relegation, Everton. That's their only win. They lost against Liverpool. They lost against Palace. They've lost against who else? Man United, and that is it. And they lost against City. So yeah, so Wolves have only had one win so far. Whereas for Luton Town, still no wins. They scored two goals, yeah. One against West Ham and the other one against Brighton. But they've only lost four games in a row. Chelsea, Brighton, who else? Fulham, and all of these teams. And of course, they've managed to. This is their. Of course, they missed one game, which is a game against Burnley. So I know these two will be playing each other very, very soon. But Luton Town, man, I mean, could they be the team that can break Derby County's record? Because this never happened before in the Premier League history. So yeah, for this game, I don't know what to predict, but it's just that when West Ham came there, they've won. So the thing is, can Wolves bounce back for their defeat against Liverpool at Molineux? We shall have to wait to see. But this guy, I wanted to go for a draw, but because I wanted to go for like probably a 1-1 since both teams haven't been really good so far this season. But I think I have to go for the same result as when West Ham beat them, and that is 2-1. I think Luton Town will score, but Wolves have got so many good players, and they absolutely like in. I watched that Liverpool Wolves game in the first half. Wolves were absolutely fantastic. They were superb. They would just frustrate Liverpool and their midfield some problems. In the second half, they fell asleep. They conceded three goals, and yeah, that's how they lost the game. So I know that Wolves would be very disappointed to lose that game. For this game, I feel like they're absolutely going to dominate Luton Town. They have more possession, more shots, more attempts on target. And they will just make Luton Town lose another game. So, yeah, for this game tomorrow at 3 p.m. at Kenneth Road, which is a bit far from London, I have to I have to go for Wolves win of 2-1. The goal scorers for me has got to be I don't know who. For Luton Town, I'm not sure who, but yeah, unfortunately, Luton Town fans, I have to go for a Wolves win because I don't know where you're going to get the next win from. I really don't know. Yes, it's at home, and I predicted Luton to beat West Ham 2-1, but that didn't happen. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have to go for Wolves have to win of 2-1 against Luton Town away from home. So, yeah. Luton Town, yeah, if they keep on losing, then will their manager be sacked after taking them into the Premier League winning the championship last season? We shall wait to see. But yeah, 2-1 is going to be my prediction for that one. Right, we move on into a team that's unbeaten, 5 games in a row, 5 points, 15 out of 15. Last season's champions, Manchester City against Nottingham Forest. Now, of course, Nottingham Forest's last away game, they beat Chelsea, but they know that, and they were confident but a bit scared. This one, Nottingham Forest players, the fans, and the manager should be afraid because Manchester City are on fire. Erling Haaland, without 7 goals in 5 games, and that chance and yeah, like I said before, Erling Haaland could have scored a hat trick or maybe 4 goals if he took those chances against West Ham. So I think do I think Erling Haaland will break his own record? No. But do I think he'll win another Golden Boot? Yes, I do. Yeah, Golden Boot, yes, I do. So, yeah, I see Erling Haaland scoring at least a hat trick in this game. So, yeah, for this game, it's going to be really difficult for Nottingham Forest because Etihad is unbeaten stadium. The last team to go Manchester City at the Etihad and beat them was Brentford. Ever since then they're unbeaten. So yeah, for this game, I think Nottingham Forest will score, but I have to go for like a. Should I go for 5-1 or should I go for 4-1? Because Man City tend to destroy teams. At the Etihad, especially teams that that are in the mid-table and below. Oh boy, I want to get this one right. Should I go for 5-1 or should I go for 4-1? so difficult. Or should I go for 3-1 instead? I really want to get this right. You know what? I might go for yeah, Nottingham Forest are good. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for 3-1 City. I want to go for 5-1, but I thought to myself, now you know what? It's gonna be 3-1 um because Nottingham Forest are also a good side too. If you look at the table, they're in eighth place, 7 points out of 15. So that's not bad for Steve Cooper. So yeah, so there you go. So I think Manchester City will get the win. I want to go for 5-1, but I thought to myself, now you know it's gonna be 3-1. I think Nottingham Forest will not allow City to do what Fulham did, which they beat them 3-1. They will lose, but I don't think they'll lose more than 3 goals. So that's why I have to go for Man City 1-3-1. The goal scorers for me is going to be Erling Haaland for the hat trick, and for Nottingham Forest, Awanyi to score for Nottingham Forest. So yeah, 3-1 to Manchester City. It's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow at 3 p.m., which is at the Etihad. So I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, 3-1 to Manchester City. White, this game, boy oh boy, Brentford up against Everton, and that's the last 3 p.m. kickoff. Um, Sorry, no, this is a no. Man City, not a voice, is the last Olympic kickoff, and then we move on into Saturday night football, and it's Brentford up against Everton at the GTEC Community Stadium. Now, Everton, yeah, just like Luton Town, they still looking for a win because they would only manage to pick up a draw, and I think was that what was that draw against? Sheffield United. Yes, so yeah, it was a 2-2 draw, but they're still looking for wins because they've lost 4 games. The likes of Arsenal, who else? Fulham, Wolves, all of these teams, they managed to pick up a draw against Sheffield United. So Everton, I mean, boy, your boy, like this is what I'm saying to Everton fans here. You should have never, ever sacked Carlo Ancelotti. You should have never, because you were this close during the pandemic to be closing it to be in the Europe, but instead you sacked him. So that's why Everton, ever since they sacked Carlo Ancelotti, Everton has just been, bottom, every single time. And then when they get to the last game of the season, they've won and they managed to stay up. So Sean is under a bit of pressure. If Everton do get relegated, then boy, then I feel bad for them because I read a stat here that says Arsenal and Everton are the only teams here that have never been relegated ever in their history. So that's the thing. So that's why Everton needs to bounce back. But up against Brentford, they lost away from home. So against Newcastle last week. So for this game, I have to go for Brentford to win of 2-0 because, like I said, going to the G10 Community Stadium is not that easy. It really isn't. Of course, Brentford's last game they drew against Crystal Palace, which I didn't expect that to happen. But for this game, they will be confident and they will be beat Everton 2-0 at home. And the goal scorers for me has got to be Bremo and Wisak. So those are the two goal scorers for that game tomorrow, 3 p.m. kickoff. So yeah, Everton. I'm not sure where they're gonna get to win, but yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not sure where the next win is gonna come from. So and plus Shonta is under a bit of pressure. I've heard so many fans calling out the owners, the managers, saying that they're not good enough, they need to leave the club because Everton want to get better. So yeah, for that game, I'll be watching that game. Brentford against Everton, and it's going to be 2-0 to the Bees up against the Toffees. So, yeah, it's going to be another long day for Brentford. Sorry, for Everton. So, under Sean Dice and for the fans too. So, yeah, 2-0 to Brentford. It's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. And then we move on into the 8 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday night. And that game will be on TNT Sports 1. So make sure you guys tune into that one if you're a Burnley, Man United, or football fan. And for this game, Man United are away from home. And we know their away record is poor. But Burnley, right now, are in 19th place. So what does that tell you? That tells you that Manchester United need, yeah, need to win. Because Burnley, I would have thought they would do well this season, but it looks like out of the season company they're not because they've lost 4 times, and they've drawn against who did they draw against? Nottingham Forest, yeah. So Luton Town are the only team here so far to not pick up a point, a single point. So yeah, it's at Turf Moor. Their last game they've got destroyed by Tottenham 5-2. So I expect Man United to go out there and beat them because imagine, yeah, if Man United don't beat a team that's in a relegation zone, yeah, away from home, which we've seen last season. So for this game, Man United need to win. They need to win. And of course, when these two face each, when Man United last faced Burnley was in COVID and it was 1-0. So yeah, Man United don't tend to put like two or three past them like they always do. So yeah, for this game tomorrow on a Saturday night, I might go for a Man United win of 1-0 because they create chances, but I don't. But I think they're going to score one. I think so because I wanted to go for like a 2-0 Man United win, but to be honest with you, Tottenham is a tough place to go to. It really, really is. So yeah, I see Man United bouncing back after their last defeat against Brighton. And I'm going to give you this stat here that if you're a Man United fan, you must be worried because last 4 meetings against Brighton, you've lost. Yeah. In 2020, May 2022, you lost 4-0. Yeah. Last season, your first opening game of the season, you lost 2-1 at Old Trafford. Then in April, you lost 1-0 at Brighton. Then last weekend, you lost 3-1. So Brighton are the only team to go to Old Trafford and beat them twice. Twice. And that and Man United's home record. So there you go. Some Man United fans, Chelsea may be in a mess, but you're in the same situation as us. Injuries, the same points. So there you go. So that's why I think Man United need to win this game despite of injuries. And Eric Khan needs to get this right because he's under some serious pressure. For him to go from finishing the top three and winning a trophy to now being the 13th and you know losing like only getting 3 games ever since their pre-season, he is under some serious pressure. So Eric Khan needs to get this right. He seriously needs to get this right. So yeah, they need to beat Burnley. Otherwise, Man United, it's going to be a long day for you because yeah, they haven't been challenged for the title since they lost one, which was in 2013, ever since Alex Ferguson left. So, yeah, but for this game, they are away from home. They should be beating Burnley, and the goal scorers for me has got to be Marcus Rashford. Bruno Fernandes needs to step up because the game against Bayern Munich, it was a really good game to watch, but they've lost. So he needs to step up. I think no, actually, Hoyland will score for this one because he scored his first goal for Man United when in that Champions League against Bayern. So I think he will score. So, but there's many other players that need to improve, like Casemiro. Look at him this season. He hasn't been the Casemiro that we saw last season under Eric Ten Hag. He hasn't been. So he's starting to fall off. The likes of Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, all of these really good players are starting to fall off. So they need to improve. They really need to improve because if Man United want to win a trophy this season and probably finish in the top four, they need to click and they need to do well. Otherwise, this season is going to be their worst season ever to finish below 10th and not win a trophy because it never happened to them before ever. Ever. So Everton Hog and these players need to fix up and they need to improve start to finish. So yeah. So that game on tomorrow night, I'm gonna go for Man United to win against Burnley at Turf Moor and a 1-0. And the goal scorers for me is going to be Hoyland for that one. Right, so those are Saturday's games. Now let's move on into a Super Sunday and the game of the weekend, like I said, the North London Derby. Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates Stadium, kicking off at 2 p.m. Now I was going to tell you guys why that game should be at 4:30 p.m. kickoff, you know, because this game is the same game as the Chelsea one. Chelsea against Villa, which kicks off at 2 p.m. Of course, Villa lost yesterday, and that's why that Chelsea game had to be moved into Sunday instead of Saturday. But I like to say, yeah, why is it that this game is at 2 p.m.? Like, what is the league trying to do? That game should like whenever we have derbies like the Manchester derby, the London derby, That game should always be Sunday at 4:30 p.m. kickoff. That should be the one. Like, so that's why I don't get why this game is at 2 p.m. Fans have to wait, especially fans in the USA, they have to wake up early for this. So this is why I don't get. So for those people who live in the USA, you have to wake up at least like 8 or 9 a.m. instead of like 11 a.m. or something like that. So don't know why this game is at 2 p.m. But listen, the league says that game should kick off at 2 p.m. So I cannot complain, and you guys are watching cannot complain as well. So yeah, but yeah, also against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, of course, these two are unbeaten. Winning four and drawing once. Tottenham got a draw against Brentford and also got a draw against Fulham. And as it stands right now, Tottenham are in second place, while Arsenal in fourth place. Because, like I said, they got the same points, but Tottenham have the better goal difference than Arsenal because they scored 13 goals. Arsenal scored 9. Tottenham have conceded 5 and also conceded 4. So that's why Tottenham have the better goal difference. And I have to tell you, Tottenham are improving right now. They really do because instead of playing up for the back and just playing ball wing fossil football, like my friend especially used to say, that thing is over. They're absolutely doing well this season under Ange Postecoglou. Of course, they have the chance here to win the trophy, but they failed once. So they still got the FA Cup to do, but yeah, Postecoglou is really cooking. And people are saying, are Tottenham in the title race? The answer is no. Because when we said that 2 years ago under Nuno, they sacked him. Yeah? They sacked him when they were in the title race. Yeah? Jose Mourinho, during the pandemic, 3 years ago, title race. Yeah? He got sacked. So I don't think Tottenham are in the title race. But will I see them improving on last season? Definitely think so because I predicted them to finish like in eighth without Harry Kane. Because without Harry Kane, Tottenham are just dead. But it looks like they don't need Kane because James Madison, yeah, is looking like the summer signing already. Son is scoring goals when he plays up top. So I think Tottenham will improve on last season. But this game, I heard so many Tottenham fans saying that they're confident, Forza Football is over. But listen, if this game was at the White Hart Lane, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, then I would have gone for a Tottenham win. But since this game is at the Emirates, I don't see Tottenham winning this game, despite them playing really good football. And they've only beat them once in the Premier League. Only once. Yes, they've beat them in the Carabao Cup, but in the Premier League, they've only beat them once, which is not good for which is good for Arsenal fans, but not good for Tottenham. And let's not forget, North London is red. North London is red because I've seen Arsenal lifting more trophies than Tottenham in my lifetime. So there you go. So yeah, so for this game, I'll be doing a live watch alongside Chelsea versus Aston Villa. So make sure you guys tune into that one on Super Sunday. And I'm gonna go for a 3-1 Arsenal win because that Champions League against PSV, like PSV, like attacked Arsenal. They caused them some threats, but Arsenal had just put PSV to shame. They absolutely destroyed them by 4 goals to 0. And I think Gabriel Jesus, if he can stay fit, then I believe he'll score goals for Arsenal. And I think he'll be Arsenal's top scorer if he stays fit. Of course, Kai Havertz did have a good game against PSV, but I don't think he'll start this game against Tottenham, even though he likes to. And I can see the likes of Fabio Vieira starting this one. And also got really good players. They've got some really good players. The likes of Saka scoring his first Champions League goal. It took him 8 minutes to do that. Yeah, no Trossard, 2 goals in the last 2 games, which is unbelievable. Gabriel Jesus scored. Martin Odegaard, the captain, scoring. And congratulations to Martin Odegaard. I've heard the news earlier today that he signed a 5-year contract and is looking to stay at the club until 2028. So if you're an Arsenal fan, you should be very, very happy to see and to hear that news. So congratulations to Martin Odegaard, the captain. So yeah, and plus, they're still without Justin Timber, who looks really good so far for Arsenal. They're still without Thomas Partey, who is their best player, and also still now to win games. So that's why this game is going to be another 3-1. The the player who will score for Tottenham is Heung-min Son. The Arsenal player who will score is Bukayo Saka. The under and it's the front three: Trossard, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Jesus. Those are going to be the goal scorers for that game on Super Sunday. So yeah, 3-1 to Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. It's going to be another North London derby win at the Emirates Stadium for them, and another loss for Tottenham Hotspur. The last time they got this result at the Emirates was under Pochettino. That was a 2-2 draw. They were 2-0 up and they threw that away. So yeah, I mean, many Tottenham fans are hoping, yeah, they're not predicting a win, but they're hoping to get at least a draw because they don't want to lose that game again. They really don't. So yeah, I was thinking a draw, but I thought to myself, now you know what? Tottenham don't tend to do well against Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates Stadium, so that's why I'm going to go for a 3-1 Arsenal win. So yeah, but good luck to both teams. I'm looking forward to that game. Definitely do a live watch along for that one. So on a Super Sunday, since that game kicks off the same time as Chelsea versus Aston Villa at the Bridge, which I'll get to in just a minute. But yeah, 3-1 to Arsenal, North London derby. Looking forward to that one, the game of the weekend. Right, this game, Brighton against AFC Bournemouth. Now, Brighton have lost 3-2 against AEK Athens, which I didn't expect because since my phone just popped up. I look at that in just a moment. But yeah, I didn't expect that to happen because it's at the Amex. Brighton tend to do well at the Amex. They've already lost against West Ham at home. So I would have thought that Brighton were going to beat them 3-0 convincingly. But AEK Athens just weren't scared. They put up a fight. They put up this high and they've won 3-2. And that was a really good game to watch. So, yeah. But I think Brighton will forget about that game and they'll focus. And I think they'll be disappointed for that. But the game against Bournemouth, they should be confident because I know Bournemouth are a really good side. But listen, they missed. If Bournemouth would have gotten those chances against Chelsea, they could have won. But Brighton, yeah, they're a better team than Chelsea right now. The recruitment team is better. They got really good players. Robert De Zerbi is looking like a really good manager. So that's why I think Brighton should be confident. And of course, Bournemouth away from home. Their last away from home was against Liverpool, which they've lost 3-1. So for this game on Super Sunday, I know that Brighton will be knackered, but I think they should be up for this and they should be ready. So for this game on a Sunday, I'm gonna go for. I think Bournemouth will score, but I think Brighton will get the win. So I'm gonna go for 3-1 Brighton. The Bournemouth goal scorer is going to be Dominic Solanke. The Brighton goal scorers are going to be João Pedro, João Pedro, Ferguson, and Danny Welbeck. Those are going to be the goal scorers for that game on a Sunday. So yeah, Brighton against Bournemouth, 3-1. South Coast, the Amex Stadium, seagulls are flying. Hopefully there'll be sunshine in the South Coast, and yeah, Brighton will bounce back after their home defeat against in the Europa League against AEK Athens. So yeah, should be a good win for them. And yeah, let's not forget that Brighton in fourth place. So if they win, I mean, they were the title race, which I don't think they'll win, but they're looking to like put themselves into the top tier of European football, which is the Champions League. So let's see what they can do. But yeah, 3-1 to Brighton, they'll bounce back, they'll beat Bournemouth, and they'll show Chelsea how to do that because Chelsea had chances but can't put it in the back of the net. But Brighton, they'll sh- they'll do different. So yeah, 3-1 to Brighton is going to be my prediction for that one. Right, Chelsea up against Aston Villa. Now I'm not going to talk about this too much because I'm going to save this for the match preview. But yeah, Aston Villa are a really good side. I know they've lost yesterday against was it? I don't know what that team was. Was it Lax or was it? I don't know who that. I've forgotten. But yeah, they've lost 3-2 away from home. And of course, the reason why they've lost is because they got players here that I have never even heard of in that line. When I looked at them live, I was thinking, why is Emery putting young players instead of the experienced players in that game? Because it's Europa League. Yes, it's the third tier of European football, but you should go out there and strong because if you want to win that competition, you should put a strong lineup. But I think he's trying to save Westlow's experience for the game against Chelsea. So that's why I think Emi's trying to do. Of course, which I think that's a good idea because they know that Chelsea are shit and a crap team, spending £1 billion and are still getting only one win against Luton Town. So yeah, so for this game, I'm not going to talk about this too much, but for me, they beat us last season at Stamford Bridge 2-0. and I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing. I'm going to go for 2-0 Villa win because I feel like uh, I feel like he's going to put players in one position. The likes of Lewa Cole as left back, Conor Gallagher as the pivot, Enzo Fernandez in the 10. All of that, stupidness. That's what I think he's going to do. I hope he proves me wrong, but I told you guys in the Bournemouth game when I saw that lineup, it's going to be a draw. I don't see us winning. So if I see that same formation or a back three, and I see Ben Chilwell starting as left back left wing instead of a left back, they were not winning that game. So Pochettino needs to fix up. Yeah, he needs to fix up because this cannot continue. Yeah, this cannot continue. But yeah, as I'm calling this right now, I'm gonna go 2-0 Villa. I'm gonna still stick by it. If I see the right lineup, I'm gonna change it. But if I see the wrong one, then I'm not gonna. Then I'll keep that same prediction 2-0 to Aston Villa. So yeah, that was gonna be my prediction for that game tomorrow. I'm not gonna be confident in that game. Just I wasn't against Bournemouth. I'm not gonna be confident at home against Aston Villa. So yeah, there we go. Right, Liverpool against West Ham United. Now this game, yeah, Liverpool, yeah. I've read the stat yeah that it's the third time in a row, yeah, that they ever got to go down and won the game. Look at the game against Bournemouth, 1-0 down, beat them 3-1. The game against what was it? Wolves, yeah, Wolves, 1-0 down in the second half, scored 3 goals. The game last night against Lask, 1-0 down in the first half and scoring 3 goals in the second half. Like when is Liverpool ever going to stop doing this? Because I know they improve, but when have they ever going to stop every time go 1-0 down in order to win the game? If you want to win the game, yeah, you should be 1-0 up. Or perhaps, you know, putting 3 goals and, you know, and making and if and allowing and then the opposition, so that you can have a rest and say you're going to get the 3 points because Liverpool simply cannot do this anymore. They only managed to kept um one clean sheet so far, and that was against Aston Villa. They only kept one clean sheet, so this is where Liverpool defense and maybe the goalkeeper needs to wake up because they would improve on last season, but they cannot keep going 1-0 down every single game. They can't. Yes, maybe it could be good for them because they can win, but needs to stop doing this now. They need to stop. So yeah, they're up against West Ham, who've lost against Manchester City. Now, of course, when West Ham were 1-0 up, but they've lost 3-1 against the Citizens. So for this game, I feel like this game will be the exact same game as the other 3 games, where West Ham will score first and then Liverpool will score 3 goals. So that's why I'm going to predict another 3-1 Liverpool win for that game. Since this game is at Anfield, West Ham will score the likes of possibly James Ward-Prowse, since I think Liverpool will concede a free kick, so he will score. But Liverpool, the goal scorers for me is got to be let's see. Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, and maybe Darwin Núñez, or maybe Diogo Jota, whoever starts up top, or if Darwin Núñez can come off the bench and score. So yeah, so 3-1 to Liverpool. I think it's going to be the exact same thing. 1-0 down, a goal down, but yeah, managed to score 3 goals in order to win the game. I can see that happening once, time and time again course, and of course, Liverpool fans will not like that. They really, really won't. They need to make sure they stop doing this. They need to make sure, yeah, that they take the lead for the first time in the last 3 games and win and to score a couple in order for them to win that game. Because imagine if Liverpool go 1-0 down and they don't win the game. There you go. So, but listen, Liverpool remain unbeaten in all competitions. So, yeah, they're having a great start. So, it looks like your club is doing a really good job. So, yeah, they're 2 points behind Manchester City. So, they're in a title race like the Liverpool fans want them to do. So, yeah, so for this game tomorrow, sorry, on a Sunday, I'm going to go for Liverpool 3-1 win. The exact same thing in the last 3 games. They're going to go down, but they score 3 goals in order to win the game 3-1. So, there we go. Right, the final game on the Game Week 6 Super Sunday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff is Sheffield United up against Newcastle United. Of course, Sheffield United's last game, they lost 2-1 away from home against Tottenham. But they were 1-0 up for the first time in the Premier League, but they conceded two late goals against Tottenham. So Sheffield United are still about to win. They managed to pick up a point against Everton, but they're still looking for a win so far this season. So yeah, they're up against Newcastle United. Now, of course, Newcastle United's last away game was against Brighton, where they lost 3-1. But Newcastle, they managed to pick up a win against Brentford, just about 1-0. And then they managed to pick up a draw against AC Milan. And I thought that Newcastle midfield so far has been absolutely horrendous. Without Joe Linton, their midfield looks absolutely weak and horrible, you know? So that's where they need to sign another midfield because Joe Linton, yeah, with him in the midfield, they look better. Without him, they look much worse. So yeah, so that's why Newcastle needs to improve. But a draw against AC Milan isn't that bad, especially at the San Siro. It really isn't that bad. So yeah, so Newcastle against Sheffield United. Now of course, I wanted to go for like a draw because yeah, Newcastle aren't good away from home, but they should beat Sheffield United. They really should be beating Sheffield United. So since Sheffield United are in the bottom three, so yeah, or part of the relegation battle. So for this game tomorrow, sorry, on a Sunday, as I keep on forgetting, I think Sheffield United will score, but I think Newcastle will get that win. They'll get the 3 points. I'm gonna go for a Newcastle United win of 2-1. The goal scorers for me is going to be Alexander Isak and Callum Wilson. For Sheffield United, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, Newcastle got that win at home against Brentford, and they should be getting other wins. And they're looking to, you know, win games consistently for the first time this season because they've won against Aston Villa, but they lost the 3 games after, and they've won against Brentford. So they're looking to gain back-to-back wins for the first time this season on the Eddie House. So yeah, so I think Newcastle will get to the away wins this season. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Newcastle United win because Sheffield United are a really good side. Like I said, they're 1-0 up against Tottenham, but they threw that away. So I feel like Newcastle will score 2 goals and Sheffield United will score a consolation goal, and that game will end 2-1. So yeah, South Yorkshire, where Newcastle will be heading, and yeah, it should be a good game to watch on a Super Sunday. So yeah, 2-1 to Newcastle United. Right, guys, that is all my Premier predictions. Let me run through them one more time. So, the first game is a London derby, and I've gone for Crystal Palace 3-1 win against Fulham at Selhurst Park. The next game, at Kenilworth Road, I've gone for Wolverhampton Wanderers win of 2-1 against Luton Town. The next game, Manchester City in Manchester, I've gone for 3-1 to the Citizens against Nottingham Forest. Then we move on into Saturday night football on Sky Sports. Brentford against Everton. I've gone for 2-0 to the Bees at the GTEC Community Stadium. Then the game at TNT Sports. But Manchester United are away at Burnley. And I've gone for 1-0 winning for the Red Devils at Turf Moor on a Saturday night football. Then we move on into the North London Derby on the Super Sunday. The first one will be live on Sky Sports, so make sure you guys tune into that one. I will. Also against Tottenham, I've gone for 3-1 win against for the Gunners against Spurs. Then I've gone for a Brighton 3-1 win the Seagulls against the Cherries, Bournemouth. Then I've gone for a shock. Well, not a shock, but a slight shock. 2-0 win against the Blues, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Then I've gone for the Reds 3-1 win against the Hammered, West Ham United at Anfield. And then last and not least, the last game of the game week 6, Sheffield United against Newcastle. I've gone for the Tunes 2-1 win against the Blades at South Yorkshire and Sheffield. So yeah, there we go. Right, guys, that is all my Premier predictions for game week number 6. Let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree with any of my predictions. And also, what's your predictions? Let me know in the comments down below. And if I got time, react to them and I'll see you guys why you predicted that one with like the likes of Burnley win or West Ham win or something like that. So yeah, I'll be giving you guys some questions and I'll see if I am able to agree on you on those ones. But yeah, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Those of you that have, and if you did enjoy this video, click the like button. And like I said at the beginning, I'm 3 subscribers away from getting to 100. So hopefully, the three of you that are new, make sure you click the subscribe button, please. I want to get to 200 as soon as I can. Hopefully, you get me to that either today, tomorrow, or on Sunday. Let's get to 200 subscribers before the Chelsea game against Aston Villa. So if you guys can do that, then that'll be great. Make sure you click the bell notifications because, like I said, on Sunday, I'll be covering both the North London derby and Chelsea vs Aston Villa on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys don't miss any of those ones. And then click the share button so that everyone is welcome to give their predictions and react to my predictions. And yeah, and guess what? Before I end this video, I like to say my last weekend, I've got 13 points, which beats my overall highest predictions ever since I've done this 2 years ago. So that is great. So I'm really am progressing. So my aim for this week is to get more than 13 points. Yeah, this weekend. So if I can do that, then I'm starting to progress and I'm starting to get better and better and better. So yeah, 13 points last weekend, not bad. So that beats my 12 points one. So fingers crossed I beat that. Imagine I get every single prediction right. Honestly, that would be amazing, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But fingers crossed, it will come in the future, but not now. But fingers crossed, I might get all of the predictions right, and hopefully I'll beat my highest score, which is 30 points. So there we go. Right, guys, that is it for this video. As always, look after yourselves. Goodbye, God bless, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon. In a peep, people, peace and bless you.